Calling all beings. Calling all beings.
DJ, there's no sound.
No sound? I can hear it.
We can't hear anything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So this whole time we've been, yeah.
Maybe because I'm not. Is anybody hearing anything?
I can hear you now. We weren't hearing you if you talked before.
Okay. Okay. Are you hearing the music now?
Nothing. Just you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oops.
I thought
Cut.
that was. Yeah, I thought. Okay, let me turn off because it's in my ears.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Then. Throw me backstage again. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I thought that was going to work. All right. Welcome back to Calling All Beings, Holmes.
What up?
Can you hear me, Holmes?
We can hear you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Holmes. We want to bring in a guy from the East Coast, Holmes.
Yeah.
You know, a hard mother, Holmes. Somebody who's tough, man, who knows the streets, Holmes. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying there,
yeah.
DJ.
We want to bring in a guy who knows. Oh, look at that. And we got in the chat there, Deborah Holmes. What's up, Holmes? So you know what I'm talking about. We look for this guy to come in. And he's going to kind of set things straight here on the East Coast, man. You know what I'm saying, Holmes?
Yeah.
All right. Then party people, put your hands together for my home. James Jackson!
What's up, home?
Give me an amen for James Jackson.
Yes.
James, what's up, Holmes?
I'm chilling, Holmes. I'm chilling. It looks like we called each other for the color coordination. This was no plan. I repeat, no plan. I'm no Crip, DJ's no Blood, and she's no essay.
Look at that. Look at that. You know what it is? It's like she's neutral, man. She's a 21st Street gang, man. They're not Crips. They're not Bloods. Their own set, Holmes.
Oh, you got your own set, Beatrice.
I'm starting my own cult.
All right.
Your own gang, Holmes.
Gang, sorry, gang.
Yeah. Come on.
You got to throw up them signs.
Yeah, come on, man. Throw your signs up, Holmes. What's wrong with you, man? You joined the gang, Holmes. That's one of my favorite moves. Oh, look at this, man. Everybody loves some James. Look at this. Look at all the kind of love you're getting in here, man. All right.
That's great, beautiful people.
We will just, let me remove this from I'm going to remove this. You know what I think might have happened? It might be because I added it after the fact. I wonder if I'm just curious because we just got a thing. We should be able to take calls tonight. So I'm going to put the number up here. So later on in a little bit, we'll take some calls for James because I think we got this damn telephone thing working, baby, just like JFK and James. But just for curiosity's sake, let me
Thank
see
you,
what
Pepper.
happened. Is Pepper in there? And what's
Pepper.
Man, what?
Pepper just
She came in with the purple chip off the rip.
Pepper. She's from the Bronx, New York, Holmes. She's not playing around, man. She's down with the Puerto Rican gangs, mup.
Oh, yeah. Pepper's gangsta as they come.
She is, man. And tell me her accent isn't like the coolest thing ever.
Oh, I love it.
It is so dope. She is so dope. Thank you so much, Pepper. You're incredibly generous, ma'am. I appreciate you. All right, let me see if this works just for the hell of business here to see if I'm going to have another thing with this damn roadcaster. Let me see what's going on. And then we're going to get down to, as they say, business.
Yeah, we're going to get down to business.
All right.
Chat.
Okay. Tell me if you guys are, and now I'm going to add it to the stage.
wow.
Are you guys hearing it? No?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes that happens though with me and JFK, and we have to like exit out, come back in, or something.
I got a guy, one of my podcast buddy. He's gonna be on. Tell you what, James, he's gonna be on in a couple of weeks talking Bigfoot with us. He is a #1 content creator, like 10 times as good as me. He's good with this roadcaster shit, so he's gonna help me out with that. But
awesome.
One love to James here. He's getting lots of love. Christina's down with that thug life. She's gangster.
Thug life. Yep.
So, all right, James, let's get down to business here, sir. For me, usually what I'll do is I don't do a whole. Colors was a great movie. You're damn right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do a whole lot of listening to other shows if you're on other shows to find out. Oh, look who's in the joint. What's up, baby?
What up, Maza?
Maza Media.
Yeah, what's up, gangster? So what'd she say? DJ is the guy for everything IT to Bigfoot. I'm gonna tell you, man. People think this is fake, James. I'm here to tell you it's real. So be watching on March 5th when we have Matt on from Tulsa, because brother is very knowledgeable and he has seen one firsthand. So anyway, that said, James, tell us. I'd like to find out about you a little bit, and then secondarily, we'll ask you sort of your on-ramp. What made you decide to get into a justice movement?
All right. So, well, first, I'm from New England. I'm from like the Middlesex area. I don't want to give exact locations out. There's other gang members watching. So, but
don't give them the address, man.
Right? Yeah, I can't be dropping locations. But no, so I'm from like Middlesex area. I grew up there, and it was just like every kid growing up, playing sports, going to high school, doing all that good stuff until it wasn't good no more. We started running the streets at a young age. A lot of us grew up without parents around. DYS was a big part of my life. I actually graduated from DYS. I got my diploma from boot camp. So,
is that one of those like scared straight kind of like the militaristic?
Yeah, it was
trouble. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I got 18 months when I was 16. I got 18 months. And I got committed to DYS, and to shorten the sentence, I was already in for 8 months. So they shorten it and come in and say, if you do this program, you can shorten your time. And nobody wanted to do the program because it is pretty tough. But I'll tell you right now, I loved it. I wish like I could go back to that time in my life. It was the greatest time. And so, yeah, I graduated from there. I got out. I did really well for a while, but back to the streets, 20, 21 years old, back to the streets, picked up my first adult charge, and, off and on, in and out of county bids here and there, and stuff like that. And then just getting caught up in the system. Once you get caught up in the scope, you're in the scope, and it's like a rotation. It's a business. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I would say it's more a business than it is any. They're not there to help you. They're not there for justice. So I got caught up in the system at a young age, and then, from there, I just lost my train of thought.
Well, let me ask you something about that, since you said that you were thriving in an environment which was that is it DYS, the DYS.
Yes. What? The
that you
DYS?
that you thrived in that environment.
Oh, yes,
So
yes. I
so
love.
does that mean that maybe like the military might have been a set for you, like the army,
it.
or been something like it would have been congruent with your personality?
Yes, absolutely. I was actually the squad leader. I was trying to see if I had the
Yeah, we
book.
had that in basic training. We had
Yeah,
squad leaders. Yeah.
You
it was
find a structure that you
it,
thrived on. The
right. Well,
structure.
it was a structure. It was everything. The environment. It was out in Miles Standard Forest in Plymouth, and so it was a huge forest, and they would tell us at night. They would take us out hunting for, like, looking for deer. They'd say, "Come on, man, we're going looking for deer." Now, all these men that ran the program and women, they were either in the military, ex-military. So it was all, yes sir, yes ma'am. If you weren't speaking correctly, like you were from in the military, you were in trouble. Your beds, when you come back, the room would be, oh, it was a twister, and our beds, we'd have to make them again, and just out on a lean-in deck during lunch, or chow, I should say. But it was great, and a lot of those people from that where I was, they went on to the military after that, and I wish I did, because it was something that I should have done. But like I said, when I came home, it was just, I wanted that instant gratification of the women, the fast life, and all that stuff. So
Is it, how old are you right now? Are you like a young kid, or
I'm
what are you?
44.
Oh, dude, you look so young, man.
Yeah, man, 44. I just turned
Wow.
yeah, I just turned 44 on February 3rd.
Wow, dude, you look. I'm not even giving you any of my damn skincare formula because you look
Yeah.
too young,
He
man.
got
Oh
his
yeah, I
own
heard you got
formula.
that.
Here it is
I
right
heard
here, man.
Yeah, I heard
He
about
got his
that.
own formula.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
got
need
that.
it.
Yeah, right. 44.
Well, I'm older than you, James.
Oh,
Really?
look at that. James would have been perfect in the army. You could have
He's the
went and
baby.
hung out with Miss Jessica. That's what's up.
Oh yeah. So, I missed my calling, I think, with the army, but I believe now that it's just got where I'm at in my life today. It's just, I let God take the wheel. Everything so far has been a blessing. Um, most of my followers know. I'll let you know. I lost my girlfriend October 31st, 2024. So, no, I'm sorry. It's been a year. It's been like a year and some change. And since then, I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a hard couple months after that, but I'm coming out of it, and things are getting good, and I like where I'm at today, and you know, so yeah, that's where I'm at.
Dude, and it's kind of like it's kind of trite to say, to recite. Well, I hate to say this because Mazza might slap me in the head for saying this, but to recite movie lines, but a lot of them are really true. And we talked about that Tom Cruise phrase where he said to those two in A Few Good Men, he said, "You don't have to have a patch on your arm to have honor." And
Right.
he's and what JFK's mission, justice for the kids, what you're doing for Karen Reed. You may have other initiatives that you've worked on relative to young people. You could be speaking to young people at schools that are in situations where they're either in a gang or they're getting in trouble, and they can hear from you, and that could keep them from saying, you know what, this dude been there, done that, and he can tell us how this works out and why we shouldn't take this route. So there is an extraordinary amount of service and value that you bring to the community with your experience.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, TJ. Actually, that's something that I was trying to pursue, and it's something I loved, because I grew up a DYS kid, and JFK too. That's what Justice for the Kids, that's what JFK stands for. And so we grew up DYS kids, and we were always in the system as DYS kids. And it was just like a rotating door. Like I said, they always kept you, and it was kind of a way of keeping you out of trouble. Like just to know you were locked up, it was like, all right, he's safe. And
Right.
as shitty as that sounds, that's just the way they looked at it. But yeah, so I would love to do something like that. I've been to places where I spoke with kids. I've been to DYS programs where I spoke with kids, but I never was really full time, full fledged on it.
But it's something that with the right, I'm just going to put this in the chat for cab call in number. We'll see if this works. But it's one of those things with the right venue, you could do it if you had somebody to coordinate those venues for you to go and speak at, and JFK.
Yes.
Either one, the other, or both of you.
Yes.
So I know JFK is a little bit older than you, but did you meet him when you were going through that program as well?
Well, yeah. Well, so no, I didn't meet him there. JFK and I met. We've been friends now over 30 years. So I've known his brother. His brother's like my age. We're like probably 4 or 5 years apart, me and JFK. His brother's the same age as me.
Gotcha.
And so he grew up in Lynn, and then Essex County, I should say.
Yeah.
And
he talks about it, so I get it.
yeah. And so
he's proud to be from Lynn.
Yeah. So he grew up there, and then his they moved to where I live, and so it was just right when we met each other. We just we had this bond. We both liked music at the time. He went on to pursue his music career, which he did really well with, and I'm proud of him for that. He's done some really incredible things, and I've been with him on the journey to do those things with him. So yeah, and now I just do my own things when I can, but as you guys see, I do my show at JFK too. But yeah.
I'll put this in the chat, and I'm going to make a little.
I grew up in
here.
Somerville, so I was very close to where you lived.
Oh, okay. Yes, you were real close.
Very close. I know.
Yeah.
There we go. I can put that on for
you close to Kevin from South Boston too.
I guess so.
He grew up in Cambridge.
Oh, I know. Yeah. The Galleria was a big thing in the 90s. It's not like that anymore, but it was.
No, it's not. I'll tell you though, it's just funny, like I said, how God takes the wheel. Well, I'll tell you if you want to get into the Karen Reed stuff, how I got into that. That was something. Yeah, I'll wait.
We're going to get into the Karen Reed stuff, but first we have to say good evening to Mary Malaki, and we've got to use the Irish accent to do that. Do you understand that, James?
Mary Malaki. Okay. Mary Malaki.
We use certain accents for certain guests. So Ken is in here. Where's Hathaway? Hathaway is here from Nottingham, England. I know you guys probably.
He's going to bed. I think he said he was going to bed.
Is he? Oh man.
I don't know. Maybe I misread. Go back to.
Usually we do.
Where's he from?
He's from Nottingham, England, especially his nun.
Oh,
from Nottingham.
Yeah. I mean, like different time zones or something.
Well, it's England. 7 hours ahead of me. It's probably 5 hours ahead of you guys. So it's quite late there now. It's about time.
Yeah.
Time for tea. It's time for bed, for God's sake. So yeah, you never know what kind of accent you're going to hear on the show. I don't know.
That's all right.
Chat.
This thing.
Yeah,
everybody got their thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm working on a Godfather, Marlon Brando Godfather accent for a future guest who will remain nameless until later tonight. I got to do the artwork. So let me ask you something, James. How many causes in the course of your life have caused you to want to become a justice advocate as you are? Is it this one? Are there several?
It's a good question. Right before, I'd say 2018, my friend was murdered by the police in Malden, and we were actually standing outside the police station, dare I say, doing what everybody's doing now. Um, his mom asked us after the funeral, could some of you come to the police station and stand outside? So we did, and we tried to do that, for as long as we could, and it just didn't get anywhere. It didn't get no coverage. Nobody cared. Um, so it was sad, and it gave me like almost like there's no hope in the justice system. We just watched our friend be murdered by the police, and nobody cares. It's 6 years later, coming up on 7. I just spoke with his mom a couple of probably like 3-4 weeks ago, and she was saying we were just reminiscing about good old times and stuff. And 7 years and still no justice. So that right there made me just want to get into it. But at the same time, it just made me believe that there's never going to be justice. So when this happened, it was like, wow, everybody seems to really care about this. Maybe this will, open some eyes, and people will really start seeing the corruption that has been going on in mass for years and years. I mean, look at the Sean Ellis case. Even back then, and then you get the Charles Stewart cases. You just got all these crazy cases that, that really made it to the big screen.
What do you think? What do you think is causing this? What do you feel like is the root cause that what needs to happen for us to achieve a modicum of justice? What do you think is missing? What do you think they're targeting?
Well, I think now what the good part of this is there's a lot of social media outlets. Back then there wasn't all that social media, and as far as what I think needs to be, what would you say again? What needs to be changed?
So,
Like,
yeah, essentially, yeah. Well, what do you think needs to be changed? What do you think
well,
the biggest problem is?
I would say the police, the way they handle things. The police definitely. I don't know this. You see, growing up with police, they would just give us a quick slap or a little ass whooping. It would never be something like this. This is like, from the Sandra Birchmore to the Justin Root to all these like sick individuals. Like, I don't know how they're getting in, and dare I say, like we were just talking about how boot camp and the army and all that. Some of these guys are still dealing with trauma, so they're coming out, and then they just handing them a gun and a badge and telling them, all right, you can work as a statey. Look at Proctor. I mean, that guy shouldn't be doing any police work as far as I'm concerned. But
and the problem is they investigate themselves when they are involved in something. So that's the other issue too, is that they are covering up for each other, and they've gotten away with it for years, and so it's being brought to light.
Yeah, I had it happen with me with a police officer, probably like 15 years ago, and it just went on and on and on for like 10 years. This guy, he just wouldn't stop. He just kept, every time I see him, it would be a problem. And then finally, it was actually during COVID, his lieutenant or captain came to me and said, someone wrote a letter in crayon. They witnessed you being beat up by a cop. And I didn't like pick up on the crayon part. Like, I thought, I didn't understand what the hell he meant by that. So I was like, oh yeah? Because I still, even if like he's trying to help me, I'm like, we ain't wearing the same uniform. Get away from me,
Right.
That's how I, kind of acted back then. But now it's a little different. So he's like, no, seriously, someone wrote a letter saying that they witnessed you and they knew exactly what happened. So I was like, you know what? And at the time when that happened, I was working on a construction job with my uncle and my dad, and they witnessed it, and they were both there when the captain came. So I was like, matter of fact, these two are here. Maybe they can tell you. And I put it on them, and they told them what happened. And then as soon as we went to the police station, he had his union rep behind him.
Wow.
The officer. So it was an officer. It was me, the officer that I had the problem with, his captain or lieutenant. I think it was at the time. I think it was his captain, and then his union rep behind him, which was another officer. So he had to deal with him. But like you said, they just cover up for each other. He's still an officer. When I see him now, it's like, you know, he knows I'm a man now. I've grown. He might even be watching. If he's watching, hey, how you doing? You know who you are.
That's not.
But no, he knows. He knows I've changed my life around, and I'm trying to do what's best for me, for my family, for just in life in general. So
Yeah.
The comment, our chat is really, really funny. We have a lot of really awesome people, so we'll say hello to a couple people. Christina is here. Obviously, your buddy that absolutely loves you. Please pass the pepper.
yes.
Julie, welcome back, Ernie Birdie, because we haven't seen you in a while. We wanted you on that listener roundtable, but I totally get it. Just know that you're welcome. Anytime we do one, you're totally here. We got so Fun Size. I think this might have been an Olaf for here it goes. This might be for Beatrice.
Fun size.
Now you say it back in Spanish, Bia.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo estoy bien. Gracias.
There you go.
¿Cómo está? Buenos días.
Yeah.
I had Portuguese this morning talking to me.
There you go, baby. Melanie Lewis, welcome. Welcome, Fun Size. It's good to have you in here. Curious
Do you
Wendy.
speak Portuguese? James?
I understand
okay.
Portuguese. I wish because no, I don't speak it though.
Okay.
Morrissey's iCloud. I'm wondering, Morrissey's iCloud, how many emails do you have to Judge Bev, particularly during the trial? That's really
Can't
what we
wait.
want to know about.
Can't wait to find out.
Morrissey's iCloud.
And this is a maniacal miss. She's from Liverpool. She's a Scouser. She's a Scouser, mate. You know, compy ass, mate. And she says that my Scouser is on. My Nottingham one is kind of terrible. So I got a lot of accents to work on. So I need a lot of work, certainly. Thomas T is here. Yeah, I know about that one. Thank God. I think that was the woman that was acquitted, right? The woman that tried to.
Penny, right?
Penny.
Oh my God. Yeah. The Penny trial.
Debbie Blau. Hello. So anyway, welcome John Miller from the state of Delaware. So
First state.
It's good to have you, Governor. But anyway. Anyway.
Oh shit.
James, and Michelle Littlefield here. I want to say something about Michelle Littlefield. What you guys, I'm psyched to find out what that burner email and text reveal. Hell yeah. Michelle Littlefield is going to be joining CAB, and we are going to do a Turtle Boy Defense fundraiser coming soon. Details to follow. So Michelle came up with this idea. We spoke this evening, and so we're going to put that together, and she's going to be part of it. All right, there, James. She's going to be part of it.
He's a hero.
Trying to work on my Massachusetts accent. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's all
she's
right.
a hero in this story.
Michelle Littlefield, huh?
Yeah, she's dope, man.
You know who she is?
I don't know who she is. I'm sorry, Michelle.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Bia.
You school him.
Okay, so essentially she was the clerk of the Stoughton. She was clerk of the court when those emails that were conspiring and that material that was conspiring to get between Jennifer McCabe, Chris Albert, emails from Meatball Morrissey to try to get Judge O'Malley because he denied Chris Albert that restraining order, and she became aware of that material. And I don't want to go into too much detail.
I think I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking about now.
She's working with an attorney right now, but let's just say that material made its way from the courthouse into the hands of Turtle Boy and his defense team.
Which was a public document.
And then they fired her, which is a public document. Yeah. And then they fired her out of retribution. So I hope that they burn in some sort of a fire somewhere. Anyway,
she said we are birthday twins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Michelle.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Let me get down because I'm way down. Okay, here I am. I'm not too. Oh, here's Judy Basteri is here. What's up? Hey, how you doing, Paisan? How are you? We're going to be back, by the way, just so that you know. We're not trying to like create a huge event. The last time we ended up having like 100 people, which was amazing. But we don't want people. Oh, Bukaki's Duckworth. I love this. Ducks.
Oh yeah, my dog's got one.
We don't want to like. We're not trying to like create a huge event. But I'll be back in Massachusetts to go to 2 standouts. I'll be there 28, 29, and 30 of March. And so we're going to do a meal of food on the 29th. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. On the 29th somewhere. So if someone, and Judy didn't get to make it to the last one. So welcome, Judy.
Yes,
it's good to have you back in here. Love.
Yeah, I didn't get to make it either because it was in military time. The day.
Dude,
I was
on,
like,
James.
man, I should have
Come
known
on.
this. I was like, oh man.
I am so bummed.
Yeah,
She's a
man.
savage queen. I like Christina has the best.
She does.
She really does, man. She really does. But yeah, all right. So you didn't make it to the last one. We really want to see. The date is what was backwards. But I messaged JFK about this like at least a couple times. So it was probably like way up in his queue, somewhere where he got lost. But we would love to see you. Oh, look at this. How you like that, Bia? There you go, babe.
Well, Ernie Birdie just complimented me, so I'm good.
Oh,
There you go. I'm gonna one up you.
Yeah, it's every time.
Stay
like,
in your
someone-
lane, DJ.
Yeah, it's like I get put back in my place all the time. Man.
You know it. Stay in your lane.
She's way more gangster than me. The meal food should have been in 1940s. Have a 1945. I'll tell you what, man. The meal food was pretty dope, but this time we're going to be at a place that actually welcomes free Karen readers. So we will.
So we got a little homework to do. So we'll circle back as to the location, but yeah, I mean everybody's going to be welcome. That's the big thing.
Oh, everybody's going to be welcome. Yeah, we don't want people to like have to drive too far and all that for it. We don't want to make it like it's an event, but if you're around and you want to come to it, obviously we would love to have you, but we'll do another like big one where we plan it out, months in advance. And then, we try to make it as big as possible just to piss off those jack-offs at, what was the name of that loser restaurant? Tavern on the Square in Dedham. Loser restaurant, treated us very poorly.
Wow.
We're not very welcoming. And they just want to take our money.
And it wasn't really the wait staff; it was the management. Like they just didn't want people. They wanted people in their seats, like we were in school and we couldn't get up. And every time we got up to like try to mingle, because we had a section of the restaurant, they were like asking us to sit down, and if not, we were going to be asked to leave. So it's kind of like.
That's
but
wild.
the waitresses and wait staff were perfect. Like everybody got their food. There was no issues with the actual wait staff. Yeah, Tavern on the Square.
Yeah, don't go here. Don't go to that place. Don't go to that place. The food's okay, but nobody's
gone back.
Now, here's the part about this, James. I had spoken to Dennis and I had spoken to Bia. There were a number of like maybe a dozen or so after standout event that they would go and have dinner there and bring 10 or 12 people or whatever after court standouts or whatever. And that's how they treated us when we wanted to, to try to get a room. So that's why we won't go back. It's just because they really didn't value that Karen, we were going to bring, what started out as 20 and became 100. So anyway.
Wow.
And we did, and they knew too. So I want to make it clear, like they knew 2 months ahead of time, and we were emailing. Jen was emailing them. You were emailing them, so they knew the whole. So Dennis is right. It's after we do the Legacy standout on Sundays because it's right there. So the restaurant just happens to be next to where the standout is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we won't cry over spilled milk, but definitely we have a better plan for next time, a different restaurant that can accommodate and is welcoming the business because, especially on a Sunday night that we did this, it was like they should have been very grateful for us being there, but that's all right. Somebody else will want our money.
Right.
You
They
can
lost.
dress like a vato and still be welcome home.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Exactly.
gonna turn you away.
We can do our crip walks and crip walk
That's what
in.
I'm saying, Holmes.
Man.
All right, so let's get back to James Jackson. All right.
Yeah, he's saying disclaimer.
Yeah,
yes.
what do you do? What you got?
No, Bukaki Ducksworth is going disclaimer.
Yeah, what is that?
Disclaimer. Disclaimers. That's when like Because
That's just,
sometimes we get some. I got the merch out now because we say it so much
yes.
during the show. Like if
Oh, yeah.
because people go real, they tread very lightly when they talk about Karen. So before we say something that they may not agree with or they may feel, we throw up a disclaimer. We say disclaimer before we say it, just so they know. Like, for instance, do you think Karen, disclaimer, do you think Karen heard something in the vehicle that day or something like that? So that's where it came about. Yeah. So
And then the
turbulence.
turbulence in the chat. The turbulence, like Jay does.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's funny though because the trolls started, they're going in on JFK's in the sky. This ain't a car. This is an airplane. This is a 757
Right.
jet. So now everyone it gets their boarding passes. It turned into an airplane. So the disclaimer merch, yes, Peppa, it's in the James Jackson channel. You can go to my channel and find that in my store. It's actually it came out good. I'm proud of myself on that.
Oh, I want to check it out. Nice. Good for
Yeah, I
you.
just ordered it. But yeah, so things are going. Disclaimer. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people throw it up. I actually caught Tom CPU this morning and they were
Yes.
throwing up disclaimer. I was like, oh man, these guys.
It's catchy.
But it's catchy. I like it. I like to see other people, enjoying themselves.
For sure. Oh, you're muted, DJ.
Thank you so much. I don't know what I would do without my co-host here because
Hey.
she's the best.
I just keep you in line. That's all.
You
Crack
do
the whip.
quite well. She's a lot smarter than me. So, James, if I were to put you in front of Karen Reed right now, like you sit down at a dinner table, it's you, it's JFK, and it's Karen, what would you say? What would you like to tell her?
I would just say, like, I know how she feels. I know what she's going through. But, that's a tough question, man, DJ.
We don't want to, I'm not going to throw in softballs here, man.
I know.
We're like Pedro Martinez.
I say, hey.
For the Red Sox.
Hey, Karen, let me throw up a disclaimer. Hey, Karen. No.
Well, I need to make a disclaimer banner.
Yeah. No, I would just say continue the fight. Keep fighting, fight for what you believe in. You believe you're innocent, scream it from the rooftop. Don't let them. And she is. She's not holding back. She's doing everything she can to make sure that they know she's innocent. But I would just ask her too, like, did she really not think anything happened at the waterfall? Did you really think it was like everything was kosher, everything was cool, like everyone said? Because that video clearly shows something different. Clearly. Oh, oh god damn! I knew someone was gonna say something.
She's like,
that was on purpose.
Good, Holmes.
I had to go with the full look.
She had to do it. She had
I
to.
had to. But I also went to the waterfall like a month ago, and it is incredible how small the place is. We were on the third, so right next to the door where you were, where you guys were standing when you bit into the egg roll.
Yeah, the egg roll. Hey, but I'll tell you, that's God. That everything happens for a reason. Because did you see what I asked for? I asked the waitress for club soda to get the stain out of JFK's shirt. And
did they give it to you in the cylinder?
And she gave it to me in the same glass. No, she gave it to me in a glass, like the glass that you would. Glass that John O'Keefe left with.
Yep.
So if you zoom into that, I got the video. I'm gonna play it on my live. You zoom into it, you can see the glass. So I don't know exactly if you can see the glass John left with, but you can see the glass that and I guess another creator inboxed me and said, James, you have no idea when you bit into that when you bit into that steak and cheese egg roll and the shit went everywhere. She's like, you have no idea, because she checked the menu and I guess the glasses, the silverware, everything is the same. since
Yeah.
since the incident happened there. So that's interesting, but yeah, it's very small. Like
It is very small.
very
Because
small.
when you did that, you were in the third or second, like the tall booths. Not
So
booths, but the tall tables.
yeah, we had the tall tables.
Yep. I was on
And
the third one from the bar, and it was so close.
see, when we were there was only 2 tall tables. That's how because they had like, so when you come in and then there's
Yep.
tall tables, but
Yep, that's where we were. Yep.
yeah. So I was where when me and J.F.K did the reenactment. When I looked at him like when
Yep.
when Higgins said he didn't say goodbye to anybody, he definitely was. He did this, and you could
Yep.
tell there was something going on. But I was like, from where JFK was, I could have reached over the table and slapped him.
Yep.
That's how close they were. But because so that camera is in the corner and it's a fisheye lens.
Yep, that was behind.
Yes.
Or where you were standing probably
Well,
was in
yeah,
front
it
of
would
you.
be. It was in front of
Yeah.
me, so I could
Yeah.
see it. I
Yeah.
always like to stand, have an eye on something like that. But I could see it, and we walked in there. We had tripods, everything. They probably thought we were from Netflix. We didn't even care. We just walked in and we set up everything. We're like, yeah, can we get this? And we'll grab 2 waters, and yeah, we'll get a couple appetizers, whatever you suggest. And she brought out those steak and cheese egg rolls. But hey, the only good thing was JFK did it to himself after. I was like, oh, thank God, because I knew he was gonna be so upset because he just got that shirt.
That shirt, that expensive shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to get it shipped in from Germany. Another one.
We've got a comment here from Maniacal Miss. Would you like to read this one, James? And
sure.
Any sort of an accent, including your own.
Oh, okay. So she says, the video also shows she wasn't looking when the aggressive holding back stuff was going on. She was facing the opposite way.
She was facing towards the bar.
Yep. And I'll tell you, that's one thing I say all the time. So, Karen, if you are listening, that's your whole defense right there. You didn't see. And there's another thing I say. Us gang members, we know how to, like if we're about to get into a fight, we can orchestrate it where other people are not going to get involved, right? Like just us are going to know, right? So cops have their way of looking at each other like, without saying so many words, me and you, and that's what, so Karen she might have been that, not, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want
into a conversation, because that's what she was talking to somebody. She's the kind of person that engages.
Yeah, she was engaged in a conversation.
Exactly.
But you see Karina when Higgins, you see Karina turn, but Karen was like kind of in tuned into Karina. She knew what was going down. So that's the only thing I would ask her, like, what that was. But other than that, it's just, she's fighting for her life. And, free Karen Reed for sure. But
I think one of the things that is obvious to guys that isn't as obvious to girls or guys that haven't like been in a fight or been in like a bar fight. But what I saw there from my hometown bar, I'm from New York, about 3 hours from where you live, James. And that's a very familiar setup that I saw there. What he was doing there, where he's like going like this, which shows he's a lefty for one thing. That is very obvious call out for a fight. There's no question about what was going on there. And that's got to be hit home over and over. And if you don't come from that kind of town or that kind of culture where that happens, there's no question what was going on there. And then, John's starting to kind of like do this. Yeah. Then when you add the text message, there was no question. And the reason that I know that he had to go to the house and maybe not tell Karen, because if it was a responsible girlfriend, she would have said, "Oh, well, I'm not taking you over there then, because I'm not getting into that. We're not having that. We're gonna roll."
Right.
So he didn't tell her, but he knows that if he didn't go over to that house and show his face, that everybody at Canton PD, where this jackoff works, is going to say that he's a PUSSY.
Absolutely.
And so that's the reason why he went over there. He didn't think, yeah, I know. It was obvious from the point that he was a lefty. Yeah.
Yes. And
So
leaders.
So the thing is, oh, and look who's here. The official attorney of Calling All Beings, Valhalla Law. And let me say this. And I want to thank her because she took a look at documents for Justin Root's sister, who is our friend of all of us, Jen Root. And this was her redress to the Supreme Court of the United States, and she did not have an attorney to look over those documents. And our friend Val, who is a retired Massachusetts attorney, went and looked at those documents for her. Thank you so much. Yes, as James said, thank you so much for doing that, Val. That was really awesome. I know people would pay you for doing stuff like that. And I really appreciate you doing that. And it's an honor to have you here as always. So just want to point that out to the crew.
Well, that's great that you pointed that out because, I'm going through a situation right now. It's, where I'm in a family probate matter. And just through this movement, you have such kind people, people that they want to help. Like, such as, I'm sorry, what was her name?
That was Valhalla Law.
Valhalla Law.
Yep.
Such as Valhalla Law, they want to dedicate their time to helping you and whatever they can do. And I had people emailing me stuff and, just really care. And, I was emotional at some points because I couldn't believe it. Like, these people care like more than like family, it's like, so to me that was huge. But yeah, that's a good point.
And I was going to get to that. And I just want to say this before we get to that, I'm going to ask James this question. I will star your question. We will get to all of your questions. If you want to call in, I tested out Sherry D and Bia, and I tested out the call-in system through the Roadcaster. It should work. And by the way, that Roadcaster was purchased based on your kindness and y'all's donations. We had these 3 months where we donated to Karen and Turtle Boy, and then we kept like 1 month behind, and that got us the Roadcaster. So thank you out there, you, the viewers, listeners, and the folks that have donated. We really greatly appreciate that. Okay. Fathers matter. Hells yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So what does it feel like, James, the kind of, it was really nothing. No, it really was something. It really was something.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yes, it really was something. Thank you. What is it like, the kind of love that you get? Like, I'm looking through the chat at all these. James is a stand-up guy. I love James. James is like my son. All these different things, this love. What does it feel like to have that sort of adulation coming into a community, becoming a content creator?
It's overwhelming. It makes me, and it's beautiful at the same time. It makes me want to create more. I did a video on my live. I did a live this morning for a short time, probably like an hour or so. And, I had a video where I dedicated to John O'Keefe because I feel like sometimes, people kind of just, forget why we're here for the main reason. Of course we're here for Karen, but this is all for John. In order to get justice for John, we need to free Karen Reed. But so that video, when I was making it, it makes me want to do more stuff like that. It makes me want to be more involved. It makes me want to do more things that can help other people. So I love it. I love it, seeing the love. It's a great feeling, such a great feeling. And
what Island Girl's saying here, you have talent. And
I appreciate that.
She's right. You have a great vibe. I actually tried to get you on before. I've actually tried twice to get you on the show. You may not know that. But I'm like, because you came in the chat. I'm like, I want to get you on. I messaged you and you're like, I don't know, where's DJ, man, this guy. And then Please Pass the Pepper made this happen. So thank you, Pepper.
Nice.
No. So I'll tell you right now, I'm not so much of a Twitter guy.
Okay.
All your messages came in through Twitter. So I check that maybe twice. I try to stay out of Twitter. It's like Game of Thrones when you go on there. You know, I go on there and you say one thing and it's like ta 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 ta. So I'm just like, all right, I'll stay out of here for a little bit.
There's
but yeah,
another fan of yours.
Jackie, yes, Jackie was in the chat this morning. The video was great, just like your others. Yeah. There's actually one on the Free Karen Reed page, Justice for John O'Keefe, and I think it's Free Turtle Boy page.
Yep. But I agree, James. Like I got into this with Karen Reed, and then I've become a part of all these different cases and have actually spoken and done speeches for each and every one of these cases. And it's like you do feel so good when you're giving back and you see the injustice and you're speaking up, and like it just comes natural and you just want to continue to help in whichever way you can. So I totally understand I can relate to what you're saying totally.
You know, yeah, and it's
There's another one. There's another one, James.
Yeah.
You got so much love, man.
Thank you,
so
man.
much love.
You know,
let me just thank Little B real quick. Thank you so much for the super sticker, $20. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Y'all is dope.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was gonna say how you know, when I did come into this and this is what I chose to do. Like I had to obviously promote justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Now I still have friends that have just come home from prison. I have friends that don't like cops, and so they would come at me like, "Why are you putting this stuff up? You know, why do you care about a cop that got, you know?" And it's like, listen, man, first of all, calm down, all right? Because I'm a grown man now. Like, this isn't 30 years ago. The reason I do it is because forget about the badge, forget about all that. They did this guy dirty. Then when you go in deep and find out, you know, he took care of his sister's kids who just passed away. Then, you know, just the whole thing, it's like, man, this is really sad. So forget all that. But yeah, I got a little slack, a little pushback from kids I grew up with. And that's why I say, like, the people in the chat who I don't know that show all this love, you would expect a friend that I grew up with for 30 years to show that same love. But no, they don't show that same love. So just wanted to say that too. You know, you guys are great.
Dude, you talking about us? Like me and Beatrice?
All of you,
okay.
Man. Creators.
Not okay. I don't want to be fishing. She's going to accuse me of fishing. So
I know, right?
All right.
All
right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Someone's saying they're being timed out. If someone got timed out, I don't know.
I haven't touched anything. Yeah, I can't even do it from my PC.
I know that Diana was here saying she's from the same neighborhood as James, so she wanted to give you a shout out.
Oh yeah, Diana.
Yep. I don't know where she's at because it's way up in the chat now. Brian, this guy's cracking me up tonight. He said, I stay throwing them bows on Twitter."
Oh shit.
What I'll tell you. Oh, here it is. Okay, now she's back as Diana. So,
it wasn't me, Diana. It wasn't me.
Look who's here. C-Star. Hi, welcome. Bienvenidos.
Who is back to blue?
That's Diana. She had to log back in or something on
it's
another
me,
account.
James. Oh, it's me, James.
Yeah, it means
like
it's Diana. It's
how am I supposed to know that, Diana?
Well, because she was saying earlier in the chat that she's from your neighborhood or something. So
yeah, she was in the on my live this morning.
And I want if somebody has James' channel, if you could throw it up in here, I'm gonna have it in the show notes for the podcast, and I'll stick it in the show notes for this after as well. So it'll go out when it goes out on Apple Podcasts. It'll be on there.
Nice. I can put it in for you, DJ.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
There we go.
Where is it? There. Where do it be?
Boom.
That's your. Oh, that's an. Okay. So if you go on YouTube, it is at James J.K. SN.
Yes.
To find his channel, and he looks cool like that, like he does in that photo right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow my hair just like that again.
Oh, look what we got here. Another.
Oh, she's 2-1.
Oh, she's more than that. Usually it's like 15 or 20 to 1.
She smokes you like that, huh?
She does.
That's why he keeps me around.
Yeah,
He
and
loves
she
it.
deserves it because she's a lot better looking than me. So
awesome.
anyway, about what I would say to you about Twitter is this. Thank you, Miss Jessica and Beezy, the DOGZ. So
DJ. Oh shit.
I do a mean beatbox too. Anyway, so
We're gonna start dancing.
What I was gonna say though about Twitter is that there are idiots on there that go there that want to get attention. And even like Grant Smith Ellis tweeted at Bia and myself today. So what did I, and he tweeted not only at the show and at me. And so what did I do? I just didn't answer him.
Yeah. It's
So
the best way. It's the
easy,
best way
yeah.
to handle. Yeah. I saw this guy. And you know what? I see the like the Free Karen Reed movement opposed to the other side. You'll see like 10,000 views or comments on something, and then you'll see like 2 or 3 shit talkers. So that just goes to show you like where they're at. I mean, this one guy made a song about me and J.F.K. It's like, are you kidding me? This is what you do with your time? All right, cool. Nobody listened to it. You played yourself. Congratulations. You played yourself.
Yeah,
It used
it's
to
like
be a song.
a car yeah, look at you. What's up,
played yourself.
gangster? A car needs fuel to run. You know, you have to give it fuel. And when you know that somebody like doesn't have a life, they don't feel good about themselves, so they try to put on this big, they try to act tough on Twitter. I've told people you can act tough all you want on Twitter until you're in my face, stand in front of me acting tough. You can act as tough as you want. I don't care. It's so
DJ don't play. He was giving out the Tavern on the Square address when somebody came at him on the chat once. He's like, I'll be here this day. He wasn't playing.
Okay, I don't consider myself tough, but I don't talk tough on Twitter. And usually people that do aren't. And if you if you want to come there and we've got something to settle, this is where I'm going to be. If you want to come and settle it, we can go handle our business.
It's like Drake said, Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers. Oh man.
Yeah, whatever, man. I mean, it's like, so I don't give them the fuel that they need for their car to run on. I ignore them, and then they'll tweet at me again, and I ignore them again, and then they go, man, this guy. So because ultimately, think of it this way. I'll break this down for the audience. Those of you who are longtime cab listeners have heard this, but James hasn't heard it. If you tweet at me, James, and I respond to you, I would ask you, what can you infer from that? You can infer as a minimum. Oh, here's another one. I'm just getting eaten up here. I'm getting. So
thank you, Judy.
Yeah, Judy. Thank you, Paisan. So if you tweet at me and I don't respond, you're gonna think this dude doesn't care what I think. Right. If I respond to you, you're going to think as a minimum, whether I come back hard on you or I just come back neutral, or you're going to say this dude cares. But if I don't respond, you're going to say this dude does not care what I think.
Yep.
That's the game. So
it's the best way. It's the best way to handle it.
Go ahead. Keep talking at me. I'll just mute you so I won't even see that you're talking, and you can just keep talking and people are going to go, yo, DJ don't even dignify this douchebag's comment with a response. So it means your words mean nothing to me. And that's how I handle these Twitter trolls. That's my game. There you go, Foshiz.
Kendrick Foshizi. Yeah, I saw somebody, James, just curious. Kendrick or just curious. Kendrick or Drake. Definitely Kendrick, I would say right now. Yeah. Okay. Kendrick.
Did you like the halftime show?
I wasn't a fan of the halftime show. I was a fan of the car. I used to have a Grand National. But
you what? You had a Grand National?
Well, my dad did. And when I was younger, he would go away. I would always take it. It was the best, man. That car was fast, man. They only made 500 of them. That was his baby. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, a Grand National is okay. So for me, I'm a car guy. I'm a motorcycle guy, and from I could talk 60s, 70s, the 80s really did not have any good cars because emission standards were coming hot and heavy, and they hadn't figured out how to make engine power with emission standards the way now. I mean, you could have a car that meets like a Mustang, or even the Vet ZR1. You could have 750 horsepower in a car that meets emission standards. Well, in the 80s, you couldn't. The coolest car of the 80s for me, and like what Thomas T is saying, without question, is the Grand National. Period.
Hands down. Period.
Hands down. That's the car I would buy one today if I
They're like 35, 30, 40 grand. I seen one on Marketplace. Man, I wish she still had that car.
It's a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this, Beatrice. She's trying to put me in check again. James, what is this? Go ahead, read this one.
Don't give him a big head. We have to keep him humble. Oh, shit.
I'm already humble.
Disclaimer.
She's don't give him a big head. Disclaimer. Pause if necessary.
Come on.
Man.
Come on. I'm a special ed kid from New York. I mean, how much more humble do I need to be? Luckily, Dean College took me in. That's my big connection in Massachusetts. I went to Dean College in Franklin. So somebody owned a supercharged Grand. If your dad owned a supercharged Grand National, that is dope as hell because he modified that thing. I think it came with a
they made them
or something.
Yeah, it was 86 and 87. My dad had the 87, I believe, the T-tops.
Oh,
there was one with the hard top, and there was just one with T-tops.
Yes, that's dope, man.
Yeah,
you've done really good, nice. Man. I'm gonna have to show you NBZ. She wants to know what a Grand National looks like. It is the coolest. It is the coolest car of the 80s, no question. Oh, look at her trying to be all
Camino.
El Camino, Holmes. El Camino.
El Camino.
Yeah.
There's no R in there. Camino.
Yeah, and this one right here, a 70 Buick GS, is a really cool car. It like the Oldsmobile 442. And its cousin in Buick was the GS Buick Grand Sport. Dope ass car.
My dad was into refurbishing old. When we visit him in California, he had a Barracuda, a mint green Barracuda. I don't even know who makes it.
Let's do that song from heart.
Barracuda. What says it? Yeah.
Barracuda.
Do you know what car that is, DJ?
Of course. Are you kidding? I just told you I was a car guy.
He told you he's a car guy.
I know, but you didn't react, so I thought. I mean,
I did. What did you want me to scream? I'm not.
No,
sure.
I didn't know if you thought it was
cool. he's like, yeah, all right, Peaches, cool. She wanted you to be like, what?
I know, like that's cool, like,
dude. Are you kidding?
Shit.
Mic check.
Yeah, mic check to the gods. No,
you can see we have a lot. Oh yeah, we have a lot of fun in this joint, man. You can see what's happening here, brother.
Oh shit! We always talk about the Camaro, the stolen Camaros and stuff. We had Seaside in the chat one night.
Ooh,
what happened? Oh
no, I think he was going to show us a car.
I was gonna try. I was trying something.
Can I ask James a question?
Make yourself at home.
Okay, sure. So I know you went to Cambridge Side Galleria, which I don't even think they call it that. They call it Seaside now, right?
Yeah.
So when you spoke to Seaside, and you guys talked about it on the show, did he ever reach out and be like, "Why'd you bring it up? Like, why'd you talk about me?"
No,
or was he
was. He's okay with it. He was in the chat. He was in the chat last night.
Okay. So he was cool with you talking about the conversation.
Well, so that's the thing. Seaside that's his code names because we said to him, how are we going to know when you're in the chat? And he was like, he looked over my shoulder and the Galleria has like a new mural on a wall. And it says Seaside. So he was like, I'll put Seaside. And we were like, all right, cool. Because, growing up, we always went to the Galleria for Macy's. It was Christmas time. We would go in there looking for Santa Claus because I wanted to ask Santa Claus if he thought Karen Reed was guilty. We ended up finding him at the North Shore Mall.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I got an interview with Santa Claus. Yeah, in Peabody. I got an interview with him. But so it's for that. Like I said, here we go with God taking the wheel, because we went to the Galleria looking for Santa Claus, and here we found Seaside, a guy that grew up with Higgins, a guy that knew that he knew Higgins.
Yeah, because Higgins is from Cambridge, and he was a Cambridge firefighter.
Yep, he's a Cambridge guy, and we were talking about cars and stuff with him, and we were like, "What did Higgins have?" He said a Pinto.
How's that for a reaction?
Yo, Higgins, you know that's true, Higgins. You know you driving around that Pinto. Oh shit.
What is your I'm so glad that you mentioned that. What do you feel like is was that a seminal moment on the program that you do with JFK, as far as that moment with what was his name, Kevin from South Boston? Because that's that was so him. There's just no question, man.
Yeah, there's no question. The first what built up to him calling in was the Waterfall, because now he's like, you can tell it's not as big as everybody thought it was out to, because when you look at it, if you see it on here, you're like, oh shit, it's a big place. And he could have been talking to anybody. No. Mm-hmm. Like, he was definitely talking to John O'Keefe, for sure. So that was the first part. And then when we were dropping little hints, like, the Pinto and shit like that, like how I just said that, he knew we were talking with somebody who knew him. So when Seaside came in the chat and he was just like basically stamping everything we said, and we would see it, and then JFK would put it up on the screen and be like, there it is right there. So it's a huge moment if you think about it. He's an ATF agent. He's a witness in a murder trial, right? Or alleged disclaimer. A disclaimer. But what's he doing calling into a YouTube channel? And so I think M. Fita said it best. She said, "I'm sorry, my dog's like, I need water, Dad."
Take care of your dog. We can wait.
Yeah. What you doing over there, girl? Yeah, that's my baby girl. I love her.
Hey,
all right, man. I got you. But 1 second.
Go ahead, brother. We good.
Yeah, I caught that live when it happened. It was like so crazy. You wrong. Like,
oh man, that was
gosh.
I mean, that was like so stupid, man. I was like, dude, you're totally. What do we got here? What do we got here? Let's see.
Seaside gonna spill the tea.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to that one. Did I star it? If not, I'll star it. We got some laughter here. We got the gimme the Volkswagen ID. Oh, I'm with you, Sherry D. I just saw one today. I think it's on Marketplace. It looks like it's brand new. It still has the plastic on the floor, but I love that car. Not a very good first responder. Yeah, clearly not, Kelly, because he let the guy die, and that jackass probably could have saved John's life. It could have. Oh, and look at this, Morrissey's iClouds, like I'm down with the Pinto. My husband sold our first turquoise blue 65 Beaumont last fall. We needed cash for home renos, and it was hard for him to part with it. I need to see what a 65 Beaumont is, Rocker Chick. So hit me up on Twitter DM. Show me that, because I'm unfamiliar with that car, even though I am a car guy. And let's see, assuming knows Higgy used to go there. And Peabody. Yeah, I love how they say Peabody.
Yeah.
And this is 86, 87 LC2. That sounds like a GM V6 supercharger. Oh, so it is a supercharger. Thank you, JM. Okay, 86 and 87 had a supercharger. He's talking about the Grand National, but the engine number was LC2. Dig it, man. I'm totally into it. And this one is going to be forever. Like Beatrice says this at least once a week. She says this at least once a week. Yeah.
And that little twang in his voice, it's like, you wrong. Like,
he's trying to sound street, and there's no street in him at all. So
no, there's none.
Yeah, like zero.
And I think that's why his friend was so comfortable with talking with us, because he knew it. He said he got pushed around. In like Cambridge, with the where he's from, there's like, the Central Square, the port. There's all different parts, and if you're not getting accepted in your own neighborhood, there's a problem there. So,
yeah, it means you're missing something.
Right. So
You
this
missing some
guy,
ass.
yeah. And he said it. He said too, like he always would go after women that had already been in a relationship, married, or whatever the case may be. But it was just cool, meeting somebody that knew him, and we get some text messages and we get messages from on emails from all different people. But we got a good one the other night too. I guess he was handing out hats to women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
Oh, the
handing.
ATF hats to try to get his foot in the door.
Yeah,
Strong
following her
move,
to the
man.
gym and stuff like that. Just wild shit. So
I actually spoke to somebody who dated him. So let me tell you, creep.
yeah.
Creepy.
Yeah, it's really this is really so James and JF. Oh wait, let me do my John F. Kennedy accent for James because he hasn't heard it yet. James and JFK are very laid back. It seems they had made Higgy feel comfy enough to call in, and he sounded ridiculous. So that's my Hyannisport accent. How's that one? Is that
That
okay?
one's all right. Kind of sounded like the Glera when he does his. I
Oh,
see.
this
yeah.
must stop.
Yeah, yeah.
This needs to stop.
Yeah.
Aiden Connie. Yeah, I love when Clara does that, man. But I'm trying to sound very presidential. Ask not what JFK and James Jackson can do for you. Ask what you can do for James Jackson.
Yes.
And subscribe to his bloody channel. You know, my father was in the embassy in England for 4 years. All right, there you go. That was Joe Kennedy, my father, Joe Sr. Anyway, all right. That's the best JFK I can give you guys. No pun intended to your brother over there.
Yeah, no pun.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Yeah, what's up, man? Forrest Dump. Here you go. Did
Forrest
you guys
Dump,
ever get that seminar at Dean College with Morrissey? Tullian ADA Leland doing a crime scene murmur seminar. Would love to see that video. You know what, Forrest Dump? Because Morrissey makes me so sick, I don't want to know that he ever stepped on my campus. In fact, Bia and I are going to be going and doing a tour with Amy Positive Pathways and her daughter, who's going to consider Dean as a possible institution for her to go to college. 29th yes. Of March. So, yeah, I want to forget if Morrissey's fat, smelly carcass was on Dean because he doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sorry.
Morrissey.
Beatrice also loves saying it.
You wrong.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. A lot of people take the things he said, like you wrong, and what was the other one, Beatrice?
Oh, hold on. Now my mind.
You say it once a week.
No, it's
God.
the you wrong that
she said. The you wrong.
But there's something else where he's trying to sound gangster.
Oh, the two decorated dudes.
Yeah, he's talking about two I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, two decorated dudes, but it's shit. I forgot what I was gonna say about him.
I got medals, Holmes.
Yeah, he just wanted us to know that so bad. I forget.
Because he said, yeah. So the two decorated dudes. He said.
Oh no! So that's what I was saying. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was trying to trigger your memory.
Yeah, no. So a lot of people focus on that, but it's why he called in. I mean, all that other stuff is cool. It's cute. The catchphrases and this and that, but it's why he called in. He called in because of the Waterfall, because of Seaside giving us information on him, and he knew. It's like he thinks he can talk to us. And maybe, who knows? I don't know. Seaside, I'll throw up a disclaimer, but maybe Seaside still talks to him, and was like, you can talk to these guys. They're not going to out you. I don't know. Maybe he just, I mean, I don't want to say it like, he could talk to just JFK and maybe he feels comfortable talking to us, like, because we're kind of like, he looks at us different than other creators. I don't know.
But did you see the stuff that just came out about him? That now there's a video of him at 1:34 at the police station that hadn't been released, and he's on the phone when he said he didn't use his phone.
And he
Like,
said
it's
he was on.
crazy.
Yeah, he said he was on his way home at that time.
Yep.
Here's the thing, man. If you're listening right now, Higgins, you can call into their show and you can act a fool and talk about how decorated you are and all that. It's all kind of cool. But ultimately, that guy died in the house,
Mm.
and you are never gonna have a night's sleep where you don't think about what O'Keefe looked like laying there, and you didn't help him. And you're a fireman. You're probably your CPR cert is probably dead by the time you're an ATF agent for a few years and decorated. And I'm going to
Right.
definitely use air quotes when I say you're decorated, but you're going to have to sleep with that for the rest of your life, bro. And until you come clean and you go and you tell somebody what the hell happened there, you ain't never going to get out from under this. Never, never. And neither is your homegirl, Jenny McCabe, and your bald brother, Brian.
Yeah, and that's great. That's a great point. Big Bad Brian A. He's a first responder. If anyone could have done something, it could have been them. They could
And there
have
was
done.
a nurse in the house. One of the young girls was a nurse.
Yeah, but
So
I
how
mean,
many more, there was people, there were resources.
it was definitely.
James Jackson. There we go.
Oh,
One love. Hello. What does that say? Does that say CLMK0515 Carissa L? What's up, Holmes? Welcome.
yes.
But yeah, she says she hated Higgy. Well, I tell you what, they're convenient bedfellows now,
Yeah.
because and he was a Marine. Is that the phone ringing? I don't know if somebody's ringing for us. But he's gonna have to live with that, man. I mean, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to try to put that away. If you're not a total sociopath like Jen McCabe, you're gonna have to deal with this, for your entire life. She's probably somehow compartmentalized that it's not real. It didn't happen. What I said happened. My family's the best. All right, we got a question here right there. You want to read that one, Bia?
Sure. Random question. By any chance, did Higgins grow up or go to college that had anything to do with him, the old rugged cross? It's
I
the him, the
I'm
old
not
rugged cross.
sure what that means. I
Yeah,
wonder
no,
if Sharon, if you could clarify that, unless James understands that. Do you
I
understand that?
don't. I really don't. I
Okay,
don't.
if you could clarify that, let's see. By any chance, did Higgins grow up or go to college? Had anything to do with him, the old rugged cross? Are you saying like Holy Cross? I mean, he probably went to college, because I don't think you could get into the ATF without a bachelor's. But if you could clarify that question, we would like to get that answered for you. Who's been in a mental institution and out of work? Jen McCabe. Hi, James Jack. What's up, Michelle?
What's up, Michelle?
I'm Caitlin Albert. Okay.
Okay.
Well, if you got some splaining to do. You better get somebody to roll, because God forbid they come and arrest Jen or one of those. All of you guys are going to be screwed. So you might as well start getting out from under it now. And like I said, unless you're a sociopath, then you can just completely disassociate yourself from the event, which I doubt that you can.
Yeah.
Except for Jen. Jen clearly can. She somehow has figured out that my family's allowed to kill people and it's okay. It doesn't count if it's an Albert. It only counts if it's a professor from Bentley College who's also had a decade-long career at Fidelity. That's the only one that needs to be held to account.
Oh, we got Kevin JFK's in the house.
What's up, man? Hey, what's up, Holmes?
Hey.
JFK. All right. What's he saying here? The reenactment waterfall video made. Oh, so that was what it is. So is that a video? Is that what you guys did, or what?
Yeah, so that was
Richie
what
did?
I was. That's
what he was saying.
That's what I was talking about. How we went there, JFK and I.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we did a reenactment, and when we did that reenactment is when we got a reaction from Higgins. So that's what he's talking about, JFK.
Oh yeah, we can block. Yeah, we can block. Is that Diana, the one that's if that's her, then yeah, block her. If that's somebody that's coming in here to rabble rouse, just block them. That's how we do it.
What's saying?
It might have been Diana. She might have come in as the back the blue again. It might be that person. But if you see him, just go ahead and block him.
Okay.
because
And
we have business to take care of. Let me ask you this. Let's say, James, you're in. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate it. By the way, Jen Altman coming up with Christy Citrone on 26 February. Military, I know again. 26 February. I can't believe I didn't get to meet James and JFK because of a military date. This is untenable. This must
Hey.
not stand.
we're street guys, you know.
You went to that DYS.
I was 16. Yeah, I'm 44 now. You know how long that was.
All right, brother. All
Oh,
right, man.
shit.
We're all
DJ,
good.
what's JFK saying? Too. He just called us back and told us to take us off the TV.
Yes. So
What does that
was-
mean?
So that was recent. He's talking about a call we just received, and he said, "Hey, I want to talk to you. Take me
Like
off."
Higgy called you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
he said, "Take me off the TV. I want to talk to you." So, me and JFK, we proposed to Kevin from South Boston. If you're watching, we proposed that JFK left his line open for over 24 hours for him to call in, and just for him, just left it running. And he got one call like I think it was 7:45 or something like that in the morning, and like a hang up. But so he doesn't want to talk on here. He wants to talk, but he definitely wants to tell us something. And what it is that he wants to tell us. Hold on, JFK said 3 days ago he called and we did a 15-hour marathon. Yeah, so that's what we did. We did that 15-hour marathon. We tried to bait him in to call back, so he knew he wasn't live on YouTube or TV, because I know a lot of you watch it on that 62-inch that you got at home. But
not this kid.
but yeah, so it was. We're just waiting. We're waiting to see. And I keep making trips over to the Cambridge side Galleria where he's from, but
I mean, I heard he's down the Cape, so
he travels though. He's
Yeah.
in the Cape. He's in Stoneham handing out hats.
oh wow.
He's all over the place.
Is he still working, like, actively?
I don't know that. You're asking the wrong person.
Hmm.
I don't know what he does.
Let me ask you this: if when you were in there, when you and JFK were in the Waterfall, if one or more of the McAlberts would have walked in, what would you have said to them?
Would have told them that you did John dirty. You guys know what happened. I mean, I don't think that they would approach us, to be honestly. I really don't. Like you said, there's a lot of people that talk a lot of shit online, and JFK and I are very nice guys. We're very approachable, but some people may not think we're approachable. I don't think they would approach us.
Yeah,
So-
you don't think the McAlberts would approach you, like
No.
Colin or his father?
Hell no.
Okay.
Colin? No. Big Bad Brian A might. He might. I mean,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't think Chris A, the pizza man, no. I don't think he's approaching anybody. And that's the thing. Chris A, he kind of, if you think about it, he orchestrated this whole shit, because it's like, John called him, asking him specifically which brother's there, which Brian is there. And he worked right next door, so he went over, peeked his head, saw Karen and John in there, and then was like, his brother Brian and then Kevin from South Boston and Kevin Albert. They were all driving back from New York. So,
Right.
but yeah, man, it's wild that this is still going on and Karen's still fighting.
What's interesting, James, is that you have pointed out something, and I think it's worth reiterating to the audience here, is that he really, and this is cool, man, is that you guys just really, really are, you guys, well, there's something in here they're talking about how cool your show is. and I want to say I agree with
Sure.
that. Be clear, none of the witnesses ever went on a platform to speak their truth, but Higgins did and was lying. So it's,
Hmm.
I don't know what's majot means, but
So it's major.
it's major. Yeah, it is major. And that's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say is that you guys, the fact that he wants to talk to you indicates two things. It indicates that there's something about you, and your artistry, your artwork that makes him want to approach the personalities that are behind this makes him want to approach you. But on a deeper level than that, the fact is what you alluded to earlier is that he wants to approach somebody. So this probably is hurting him inside because
Yeah,
he knows what happened.
I agree.
And he knows they'll throw
LJ,
up the
what's up, man?
disclaimer, so he's protected.
Yeah, he's protected by that disclaimer, but
Yeah, Brian A. I mean, I have no doubt, man. He would definitely do damage on most any of us, and I've acknowledged that in other conversations. So. But
But
yeah,
he was seen it with his arm in a sling. So at some point, right after the incident, and that's how he ended up retiring. There's pictures of him with his arm in a sling after the January 29th.
he
Yeah,
definitely could throw a punch. I mean, you see
Oh,
him
yeah.
how when he got in the ring, he acted like
Oh,
he was
yeah.
going in a fight like Tyson, the way he got through the ropes and everything
Yeah.
Yeah.
on that video of Boston's Finest when they showed him.
How do you want to read this one, Bia?
BA is still living in Norwood. I have seen him at the Chinese place in Dedham. My family works with him. He's violent drunk. Yep. I've heard that too.
Yeah.
So a question: when you say worked with him, does that mean at a different off-duty position or the Marty Kraft position that he's at now? And if you can't be specific because you don't want to tell who you are, we don't want to get you ID'd because Brian's not as dangerous as like other people that I know of out there that will literally kill somebody over certain things. I don't think he's that dangerous, but he definitely could put a hurting on somebody. Go ahead,
Yeah.
sir.
No, I think he could do that. No, I don't think so. I don't think so much now. Maybe back a couple of years back. Maybe now he needs more help. And that's why they had Colin. That's why they had Higgins and you know. But yeah, Jay, I was talking about that earlier. He's J.F.K saying he did scumbag shit talking to Karen behind John O's back. Real ones know, and I was saying this morning. And Higgins right off the jump, he pulled up on Karen, and someone they raised a good question, saying how when he pulled up and said, and she was like, "My husband's a Boston cop." Karen didn't know who he was, so that right there is like, did Karen know him at that time? Because then he's like, "Oh, I had to take my glasses off for her to know it was me." And then because he kept, that's when the nickname came out, Weed Whacker
Weed
and all
Whacker.
that shit. So,
Weed Whacker. Yeah.
he should have just kept it. He could have, what was he doing in the neighborhood? And now we know he's following around some other woman, handing out ATF hats and fake badges. Like that's his thing. So, and the shit we heard from Seaside, it's just like, that's his go-to. He goes to women that are already in relationships. So
Yep. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know if you meant that Brian A had made a move on Karen or if it was Brian H. That
yeah,
just
Brian
Brian H.
H.
Brian
H.
Okay.
Yeah, we just call him Kevin from South Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
You wrong.
You wrong.
He's wrong. He's
Because
definitely
according
wrong.
to Sean McDonough, Brian A has made moves on a lot of people's girlfriends and wives, according to McDonough, and I wouldn't discount that.
Yeah,
So
I'm sure they have. I mean, he was on Boston's Finest. That shit goes to your head. He's thinking he's Donnie Wahlberg is producing this. He's thinking he's one of the Wahlbergs. He's thinking he's Marky Mark or something.
what I want to say to Bridget right here, I think Brian A has definitely killed before. I don't doubt what you're saying. What I was referring to, and Julie will know this, there are some tier 1 special forces guys that have come out lately talking about their experience in retrieving UFO craft. They were on News Nation. And those dudes, when they said, have there been people killed over this topic, over either talking about it or giving to information, they said yes. They said people have been killed over this. And so the point I bring up is that those dudes, I'm not going to attribute who has killed who on behalf of what, but there are organizations out there that have people that will go kill somebody on behalf of things that have to do with things like UFOs. Brian Albert is not at that level. He might think he's at that level. He's not at that level that does that kind of stuff. And I'll tell James, I think will think this is really gangster. This guy's name is Jake Barber, and I'll send you the interview with him. But he was a tier 1 special operator. And the end of the interview, it went like 2 hours and 48 minutes. The guy asked him, do you fear for your life? He said, no. He goes, I don't fear the boogeyman. I am the boogeyman. And he goes, well, do you fear like someone will come to your home? You have a family of kids. He goes, if any of these agencies or anybody comes to my house, be the worst decision they ever made in their life. So that's a dude right there that's going, come to my house. I dare you to come to my house.
Yeah, he's inviting them.
What's that?
It sounds like he's inviting them.
He's saying, me or any one of my team, go ahead and show up. It's going to be the worst decision you ever made if you come to my house. So he knows that game of tier 1 type dudes. And I'm not going to go into detail, but you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Brian Albert is not that level, brother. I get any of you out there that think that he's that level. He is not that level. He's not like a tier 1 type.
No,
of
it's
dude.
Bigger than Brian Albert, I would say.
Yes.
So what do you think, DJ? Should we test a phone call?
Yeah, if somebody wants to call in, thank you. That we'll try to take a phone call, see if it works on air. This is the cab calling number. This is going to be our last stuff we're going to do tonight. We've gone an hour and a half with my brother James on his first but not last episode.
JFK got a question.
Call in, JFK.
No, JFK's question.
No. Yeah, I know.
What do we got?
He said,
okay. Are you guys?
You read that, DJ. I'll let you. Because,
No,
Jay, I had no idea. I came in like this, bro.
We were trying to do
colors.
The whole theme was colors from the 1980s movie.
Yeah,
that's what it was about. So we were supposed to be cholos, gang members from LA, and we needed to talk to someone from the East Coast. So that's what this was about. So
But
no, I don't always dress like this.
We don't dress like this.
Yeah, you've been on air with me. You know what I dress like. So you have to. This is for people that don't kind of know. There is some comedy that's involved in this show. Well, we cover a very serious topic. In fact, I have a different character I'm going to do for the next guest that I'm having on the 22nd. Not going to give away what that is. So yeah, there is. It is not mocking you. It is. We do comedy on here. We do voices. So that's how we do it. All right. Now that we got that squared away.
I think you should put the phone number up again.
Yes, this is exactly. The phone number is up on the scrolling across the screen.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If anybody wants to call in, we'll see if our phone thing works. I hope it works.
This is cool. This will be the first time DJ's taking phone calls when JFK is on.
Yeah.
I mean, not JFK, James Jackson. Sorry.
Yeah. So if you can call, hey, what's up, lovely? Welcome. So if you can call in, let me make sure this thing is, we don't have do not disturb on, so we should be good. Yeah, if you can call in, it would be really dope, just so we can know that this works. So, but I don't see anybody calling in. We might have to try it another night, man. Yeah, to make sure this thing works. Brian Albert, the fungus that feeds on ponds.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to test it, DJ, to make sure.
All right, go for it. It's a bacteria. Is that
how
what it is?
funny was that when that girl had the megaphone at the food court in the hospital? She was like, Brian Albert's a murderer.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
Okay, I think we have a caller right here.
Call from Kelly.
All right. Kelly, can you hear me?
Hello.
Kelly, you're
I
on
can
the
hear
air.
you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can
Hi,
hear
guys.
you.
We
Hi,
can hear you.
Kelly.
I figured, I'm like, I'll call. I don't have a problem calling.
Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Beatrice. Hi,
Hi.
James.
Hi,
Hey,
Kelly.
girl, hey.
All
You
right.
guys all look beautiful.
Real,
Thank
even
you.
me?
All look
Even me?
The things I do for this man.
Yes, everybody looks beautiful. I just want to make sure I put that out there.
Yeah, if somebody can, everyone in the chat, can you guys hear Kelly Steffi? By the way, Kelly Steffi is another content creator that started a channel this week. So if you want to put yours in the chat, yeah,
it's going to be different. It's not going to. I haven't started yet. I'm going to talk about childhood cancer because my son has cancer.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
You guys know Liam has cancer. He has epilepsy. He's nonverbal autism, and he's legally blind. So I'm going to do more of a, mom to families, I guess. I don't know if it'll interest anybody, but just kind of talk about childhood cancer, autism, the things that have happened to us, our St. Jude journey, being back and forth to St. Jude, because we have to go back again in March. So. And
Best
then,
of luck, and that's
some
amazing.
exciting news. It's not easy, and sometimes I wish it was not me.
Yeah.
But I handle it, and he makes me laugh so much that I know it doesn't really affect him as much as he thinks. So
let me ask you something.
I'm kind of happy.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, love. Please continue.
You're fine.
So I'm going to share with you the telepathy tapes, which is a new podcast series that came out about nonverbal autistics and their ability to use.
I've already watched it.
Oh,
You're
wow.
listening to it, you mean?
I've already listened to it. My sister sent it to me like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
I haven't listened to all 7. I think there's 7 of them, but man, I was blown away with the ones
really
that I have heard. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Cause maybe your son is going to be one of those.
Setting up the telepathy and how they can hear, they kind of read your mind. And I mean, just the cases that they talk about are amazing. Like, I'm not going to lie. I believe that stuff is true because Liam sometimes knows. And then, like things that are happening, but then sometimes he doesn't pay attention. You know what I mean? So you have to also realize he's 11, so he's stubborn and he's determined, I will call it, to do what he wants to do because he's still 11. But I will say this year, his being at the new school he's at this year, he's exceeded everything that I could imagine for him. He's just
That's awesome.
excelling so much. So that's amazing.
Maybe you need to get him tested, man.
Mine is going to be,
Maybe he should be tested, like for any sort of like if we contact the folks from that podcast, maybe he is able to use some sort of telepathy.
We could look into it. I have no problem looking into it. I mean, we're at St. Jude. We're doing clinical trials right now. So, I mean, for me, I'm all about anything that's going to help my son. And I will say this. The trial that Liam's been on for 2.5 years has just gotten approved by FDA.
Wow.
So that's
great.
amazing.
That could kill the cancer, right?
And that was like 2 days ago that it was approved. So, or no, last Friday it got approved. I was like sending it to my husband. I'm like, look at this. So, he's been on it for 2.5 years and it just got approved. So when I saw it, I was shocked, but, yeah, so they have that, and then I'm going to talk about, just might have some feral gab sessions with whoever wants to come up and just talk about whatever, and I'll do some true crime. I'll do some Karen Reed. I'm not gonna focus on Karen Reed because there's so many people that are on it that I don't want to take away from other people's what other people have created, and I'm not doing it to just make money. I'm more just doing it to have something to do and to kind of touch base with people who might go through what we go through.
The same thing as you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I
So,
really thank you. I thank you
it'll be
very
a little
much.
different.
Say again.
I said, I really think it'll be something hopefully good.
Hey, you know what? If you pour your heart out into it, it takes a lot for people to step out there and say, I want to be a content creator. Obviously, James has just done it this week. Esty has just done it. I mean, John Como is one of the more talented people that are out there. So, I mean,
He cracks me up.
yeah, I mean, he was a definite to do this. Man, there's so many people that are just sending so much love here. Hello, Texas Mom PJ. What's up? Welcome. Bienvenidos.
They're so sweet.
And this sounds,
But yeah, I
sounds
actually
familiar
been
to-
on with Amy.
Yep.
Amy Boston. She has hers that we've been doing. Let's talk with Amy, and
Yep.
she's one of my best friends. So I get on her show and talk with her all the time. I mod for Tom CPU, and now I started modding for James this morning.
Awesome.
Yeah, she helped me out.
And then I was just trying to get him the link and everything. So, but yeah, you guys keep YouTube keeps my mind. You guys, all the shows I watch, James and J.F.K. Yes, Cheryl, it's me. James and J.F.K. You to DJ, Melanie Little, watching Uncle Frank, Auntie Deb. I mean, you listen to all of them. You got them all lined up. Everybody's on, and it keeps my mind off of what I go through every day. So, because not only am I going through Liam's stuff, I'm sick myself trying to figure out my own health issues. So,
Well, it's a pleasure to have you as part of the community and to interact with you. And if you need any help Amy Positive Pathways is just telling you that she wants to do a similar genre. And if you need help, with your channel or anything, you got my phone number, so you can call me whenever you want. So,
okay, perfect. Yeah, I would love that.
Jackie, if you go to,
I will.
just hold 1 second. Jackie, if you
Do
go
you have
to,
it?
hold on 1 second. Jackie, if you go to my my Twitter, I posted it today. I just don't remember the name.
I think it's at ST. Yeah, ST.
Just at SD. Okay, so if it's just at SD, if you plug that into your search engine, your YouTube search engine, you should be good to go.
Twice.
Yeah, Peppa just put it up.
SD,
DJ.
SD, okay.
Yeah, Peppa's got it up.
Yeah, because when I Googled it, when I tried to find her, there was a whole lot of other SDs that came up. So,
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, she has like a cute pink avatar. It's really cute. It's like a picture of herself in like a cartoon form.
I want to.
Mine is just Kelly Steffi. So if you guys anybody wants to follow it.
Yes, and yeah, if you send it to me, I will put it in the show notes of this. I don't know where I thought I pinned the Karen Reed thing at the top. So here's a Karen Reed Defense Fund. Michelle Littlefield, Michelle Littlefield and I are going, and Bia here, we're going to do, I don't know who else we're going to get on, we'll see, but we're going to do a Turtle Boy Defense Fund show coming up soon. So that'll be this right here. But if you want to give to those, yeah, it's going to be really dope. This was Michelle's idea. We're going to make it happen, and we're going to do a Turtle Boy show to get money for this guy.
I just saw in the Justice page that, hi, Misty. I just saw in the Justice page that Meredith posted an Eventbrite available for the next Turtle Boy Trivia Night.
Oh, wow. Cool, man. That sounds cool. I'll have to go and check that out.
Literally, 45 minutes ago, I think.
That is dope, man. I haven't heard from her in a bit, man. I got to reach out to Meredith. But I'll see you guys there in Massachusetts, 28th, 29th, 30th. Hopefully, JFK.
You'll never guess when it is, DJ.
What's that?
You never guess when it is.
When
3/29. The Turtle Boy
Oh.
trivia.
Awesome.
So
Is it?
it is.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
then we'll.
Oh, so you'll be here.
So
Yeah.
so it'll be an early meal of food, and then
Saturday.
we'll go to the trivia night.
Well, we have the stand out at the State House till 4. This is March 29th, 8 to 11:30 in yeah. I'll send you the info.
Thank you. Okay, so then we can go have dinner. and then we'll go have dinner, and then we'll go to Turtle Boy's event.
Okay.
So hopefully we will see James.
I'm glad I told you then.
Yes.
You are.
I look forward, to meeting all of you.
That would be dope, man. We would
Yes,
love to
man.
meet you, man. Come have a meal, food. Let's come have a slice of New York pizza in Massachusetts. What the hell are we doing over here? So,
Better learn your trivia.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to get. I mean, Turtle Boy is so good on. There's a lot of you that are in the chat here who are significantly better on Karen Reed trivia than I would be. I will be there, but I'm probably not going to do very well. But I agree with this person right here.
Text me, TJ.
I will.
Just text me.
I will. And
I'll
you and
give
I
you
have to
answers.
coordinate on stuff. So, James Jackson, well, let's let Bia say goodbye first, and then I will say goodbye after.
All right. Well, thank you.
Well,
It
I'm
was
gonna
nice
go.
meeting
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Yes. All
Bye,
right.
love.
Bye, Kelly. Best
Bye,
of
Bye,
luck.
Kelly.
Sending
Bye.
prayers.
Yes.
So I was just going to say, it was really nice to meet you. I've been watching the J.F.K Show for a while, so I think you guys do a great job. You guys do an entertainment factor, but obviously still covering the hard stuff, and your angle with the videos and always replaying the waterfall. So just keep up the great work. You guys are doing amazing. So thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. I love your show and your vibe, and the thing is, what Kelly said here.
Aw.
The thing is that when you're looking at a content creator, you really want to see the real them. Obviously, there's a bit of flair that we add to be on air, but generally you want to see that the person is real and that they're not fake, and that the person that they're portraying on air is the person that you would meet in real life, and that there's not two different people. And like, I'm this way on air, and then when I see you in real life, I don't want to talk to you or meet you. If you're a viewer of the show, it's like, yo, stay over there. So you guys are as real as it gets, and that's what I think is attractive about your show.
I appreciate that, DJ. And real recognize real, and that's the way it is. I mean, you meet me and JFK, we're pretty much the same as we are on the show, and that's just how we've always been, But I appreciate the invite. I appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. You guys are awesome, and it's great.
It was an honor to have you on, sir. It will not be the last time. We will invite you back
Well,
again.
definitely. And I'll have to have you on my channel now that I got my channel up and running. We will have to do something, man.
Anytime. So on behalf of Mr. James Jackson and Beatrice, this is DJ saying peace out. One love. We'll see you down the road. And as always, we wonder what's up around the bend.